And welcome to season 3 of Corner Class Tampa. You know, this is our first Corner Class that is in the new 2021 year. I got to be honest with you guys. 2020 was pretty challenging. I know that for us, we had a lot of pivoting that we needed to do. You know, the company did grow, and that was in testament to being able to pivot, but also for you guys. You guys have not only supported us, but supported the growth in the company. I know that later on in the season, we're going to have testimonials from people who actually done and grew in 2020. They were very successful in their real estate careers. They were able to flip properties, buy properties, maintain properties. And so we're going to talk about that in a couple of shows. But 2021 has really been already kind of a game changer. We're going to have a discussion with Gilbert Bennett about possible changes in the real estate. I see Gilbert is always fluent with what's going on with legislative procedures. And then we're going to have also Greg Spearman is going to discuss how to do business in Tampa with the city of Tampa, and then also opportunities that are presenting themselves with the city of Tampa and in the East Tampa and West Tampa areas. So it is really a good time to do business with the city of Tampa, and Greg is going to talk about that. But first, as always, we're going to come back and have Lakeisha give us some mindset thoughts and tips for the upcoming year 2021. So after the break, we're going to have Lakeisha come in. Lakeisha is going to talk about having the correct mindset for 2021. See you on the other side. And we're back. Lakeisha, how are you doing?
I'm good, David. How are you?
Good. I see that you're hard at work, and so I am so happy that you was able to take a couple of minutes out to join us in the show. And I want you to speak on mindset. You know, a lot of people had to shift and had to pivot in 2020 to make it to 2021. And also, there's still a lot of things going out there in 2021 that are concerned. You know, we still have we have a vaccine for the coronavirus, but that vaccine is slowly rolling out. It's not enough for everyone. Things are not normal. And, you know, with the stimulus packages and then a lot of businesses that are furloughed or not going back to business, it is a trying time for a lot of people. What is the correct mindset that someone should have in 2021?
You know, we all heard the saying, when life throws you lemons, you make lemonade, right? Well, I say, when life throws you lemons, make lemonade, but make sure it's strong, it's heavy, and on some serious rocks. And by rocks, I mean ice. Oftentimes, we experience hardships that result in a loss, whether it's big or whether it's small. But it's vital that we position ourselves for success even after the fall, because we know that there's a bright light at the end of the tunnel. And many times there's a need for tunnel vision, where you have to block out those things that may hinder you from reaching your goal. And like I said last time, every time you want to set your mind and declare and decree that this is going to happen, where it is, be optimistic about it. It's going to happen. Be proactive and use the power of your mind to supersede the expectations for the year. Even in the book of Isaiah, the book of Isaiah, the 60th chapter and the 22nd verse. It declared in summation, when it's the right time, he will make it happen. We just need to be positive, but he will make it happen. No doesn't mean it's never going to happen. In my eyes, no means next. It's essential to position yourself and set yourself up for success. And think positive and know that whatever you set your mind to, it will happen.
So when people have to pivot, you know, that is not necessarily a bad thing. You know,
No, it's not.
when you think about having the right mindset, like you're saying, and things coming in time, really it's how you look at that, how you look at your need to pivot. Is that correct? And the possibilities from that pivot.
Absolutely. I've had to pivot. I was in a position, I lost everything. I mean, I thought I had it all, and I lost everything. And I really had to set my mind after that major fall. I mean, it was a major fall. I'm talking about I lost my home, my car, and this was all in 2020. But I had to set my mind and be proactive. And I had to say to myself, you can do this, you can bounce back, you have that tunnel vision, and you need to set your mind up for success. And that's exactly what I had to do. So now the only way I see myself going is up. And a lot of times it's all about the mindset, how you position your mind, how you set your mind. You're in control of that.
That's true. That is so true. A lot of as you told me and other people have told me, you know, it's 1% of what happens to you. It's 90% of how you react to that, you know?
Correct.
And so we
Correct.
at Community and Associates in Community Enterprises, we had to pivot, you know? And so really in 2019, just thinking about it, starting a podcast or starting a show that help investors invest was not even on my radar in 2019. But when 2020 arrives and, you know, we started doing things more virtually, you know, it became part of my being online and doing things virtually became part of my routine. And I thought that, wow, if I can't physically go out there to help people with real estate, why not, you know, start a channel that can help investors invest in real estate. So thank you for that. I know that you have to run. Thank you again for your moment of mindset moment. Okay.
Thank you so much for having me. I definitely appreciate it. Good luck to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So as always, we're going to bring in Gilbert. Gilbert, how you doing? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you guys. Happy New Year to you. I'm doing well. Already started the ground running. You know, real estate doesn't sleep. So people out there making offers, sending over pre-approvals, businesses moving
Yeah, I know
forward.
we sent you a couple of three.
Yeah, they first working day of the new year was January 1. People started calling, "Hey, what you doing?" I'm resting.
So I want you to speak to a couple of things, Gilbert. I want to, you know, the Senate control, how so Warnock has been already confirmed as the senator elect, and with Ossoff, if he should win, that's going to flip the Senate, and the stimulus package Biden has already said that instead of getting $600 a month, additional stimulus is going to go up to $2,000 a month at certain price points. How would that affect a person's ability to to qualify for a loan, if any? Is there any tax implications that you see, or any changes going on with rates or anything else that's in the market? Could you address that and just give us your market moment?
Well, I think we're going to see some, you know, these election returns coming in, looking like there might be a potential to flip the market. We saw pricing decline, meaning get worse for the consumer slightly. One thing I keep saying about the elections and election results and who controls the House, the Senate, and the presidency is the Fed still has a hell of a lot more impact on what's going on with mortgages as an independent body than does the person, in my opinion, whether the Democrats or Republicans control the Senate. However, the Fed reacts to monetary supply. And to be honest with you, there's never been more money put into the economy, more money put out by the Fed, by the federal government than we saw in 2020. I saw a couple graphs of the track of money supply in the economy. When there's a hell of a lot of money in the economy, the Fed gets concerned about inflation. And so what we may see with people getting more money to spend, the potential for larger stimulus dollars going out, is that the Fed gets concerned with the inflation risk, and instead of spending so much putting money out by buying treasuries, mortgage-backed securities, they pull back on those policies a little bit, and we may start to see a rate increase. So at that point, it could have an impact on rates, but right now it's hard to determine direction for that with what we see or what we're doing. It'll take a minute for these new policies to be in place. It isn't something that's going to happen immediately. It's going to take a minute for these new policies to be in place, for a policy change to happen before we see a drastic shift. But I'm still hopeful that we'll see rates continue at the current level, maybe through the first 5-6 months of this year. It'd be good for business in terms of refinancing, but it long term, people do have to be working and paying their bills. They can't just be getting exempted from paying their bills. I just think about the extension of, if we're talking about real estate investors, what is the extension of the eviction moratorium doing to real estate property owners who aren't paying, things like that. So stimulus dollars are never going to let you qualify for a mortgage. Anytime you want to qualify for a loan, the projected income has to be projected to continue for 3 years into the future, whether that's child support, Social Security, disability, unemployment, etc. Disability or not disability, but unemployment insurance and this, like you say, the stimulus checks are not projected to continue monthly for 3 years. So that would never be considered qualifying income. Like say a VA pension would, or a General Motors pension would, or even Social Security would, right? So that has no impact on somebody's ability to buy, other than if they take that money and put it in the bank, that may impact their ability to put a down payment and qualify with the job they got to go back to if they're not working right now, or the job they need to grab, so that we can use working income as the qualifying income. So that's kind of my 2 cents. I don't see an immediate shift in the market, but we may. The thing about it is, the mortgage market is the safe haven, as I've mentioned on the show many times. The mortgage market is a safe haven. People move to it when stocks are volatile, when stocks are changing. If we see a shift in how the stock market moves, then we may see a shift in how mortgage markets move. We may see further decline, or further improvement, I should say, in further decline in rates, further improvement for the consumer in terms of mortgage rates, if the stock market gets a little shaky in the near future with the House election. But it's hard to say, because you hear doom and gloom every time there's a blue control of the White House and the Senate, but you get more spending, to be honest with you, when there's a red control of the House and the Senate. They just somehow spin it to say, we're not spending money, we're giving what back, but the deficit seems to go up faster in the red times than the blue. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. So that's about it for the market minute there. David, any questions?
Yeah, I have two. I want to make a couple of points that you stated. One is that the stimulus money cannot be used to qualify for a loan, but it could be used to pay off debt, which would help you qualify. Absolutely. Is that correct? That is correct.
Pay off debt, put a bigger down payment down. It's valid funds. We're not going to exclude you from using those funds. We're just not going to use those. We're not going to count that as income when it comes to qualifying.
Okay. Second thing is that you mentioned about the how the market reacts when you have a change in leadership, and I'm telling you that I have a diversified market, but I'm up 6% today. So, do you think that that is usual for the positive market reaction is usual, or is something that is hit or miss, or do you think that the optimism of getting past 2020 and into 2021 is catching on?
Personally, I believe that people have a lot of faith in certain industries in stock market. You're seeing technology and technology companies do extremely well. You're seeing this huge recent resurgence in the cryptocurrencies. I mean, across the board, they seem to be up ridiculous amounts. With even Ethereum, which had been down super low, is up. You're seeing some manufacturing get back underway. Some of the larger equipment manufacturers see a little bit of improvement with some projection. And the House and Senate did pass, and President Trump signed the last business stimulus, which put money in the hands of small businesses to help them continue to move forward. So you saw a lot. That is. That's kind of, I think that people have an optimistic background. People are getting more involved in stocks, like even just individuals. I'm seeing, and I don't know if it's because Facebook is feeding it to me because I've clicked on people's posts, but I'm seeing a lot more individuals just interested in the stock market and investing in equities, stuff like that. So that could be a positive. People putting money in means stock market continues to go up. There's buyers out there for what folks are selling. You get into trouble when there's no buyers for what folks are selling. So that's really the thing. I haven't seen any indication that folks are going to go negative, but we'll see. It depends on. I think the future is going to depend on what policies get announced or pushed for in the next House and Senate session after inauguration. Right? Or what is the first major policy announcement that Joe Biden's going to come out with? If folks feel it's anti-business or it's going to make businesses stop hiring or stop spending on capital improvements, you may see a turn. But I don't foresee it. I don't think that's how. I don't think anybody wants to do things to slow the economy down right now. Right. So
right.
That's why we're seeing that's why I've seen them push for more money into the economy. They want to see an improvement.
So where are we with the rates now? The rates, and then what is the what product is you're seeing the most that your company is doing? Whether it's refinancing or traditional.
I'm still seeing a huge amount of VA clients who either haven't yet completed their refinance or looking at it. They're getting 1 million flyers a day. Rates are in the twos. I've even today saw an ad from a company, and I'm always wary of these print ads that show up in your mailbox, but somebody sent one to me today that showed a 1.99 30-year fixed rate with no lender fees and costs. I haven't seen that in the wholesale markets with the 20 odd lenders I work with, but I am seeing 2.25 is more and more paying people's closing costs. On the conventional side of things, I'm seeing folks taking on a 15-year loan. They want to be at that 2.0, 2.125, or even below 2 on a 15-year loan. So they're taking those out. I'm seeing some more of that, a lot more 15-year loans than I've seen in the past. And what that means, those clients taking them out are generally fixed income clients. They're retired and looking to pay the mortgage off, something like that. But I've seen some younger clients following the Dave Ramsey lifestyle, wanting to get rid of their mortgage and wanting to start with a 15-year on purchase. So it's been a little bit interesting to see that. Majority of conventional clientele are coming in now. We're still seeing a lot of refinance business, probably still more than 50% of the business, but we constantly see purchase. Our struggle with purchase is clients can't land the property they're looking to buy. They're getting outbid. There's more buyers than sellers right now. So you got to be coming in with a strong offer. And we're seeing folks coming in with cash offers, beating out financed offers, and the cash offers aren't coming like they used to, where they offering a lot less than asking price. They're coming in with cash full asking and no closing costs. So I think the market in our area in Tampa is still very much in favor of the sellers, just from my experience being a lender and getting these calls from clients. I wanted to buy this house, and then a year and a week later, I didn't get it. You know, they got 17 offers on it, and ours wasn't the winning bid. So I appreciate you guys. I got to run for the day. David, you have a great rest of the show. Happy New Year to all our viewers out there. Appreciate you guys, and have a great 2021.
As always, thank you. I know you have to run. Thank you again, and we'll see you next corner class.
Hey, wanted to propose a great topic for a corner class: protecting your assets. What is the best way to title your property when you're an investor in Florida? Now, this is specific to Florida. I know you have viewers in Georgia and Alabama and stuff, but specific to Florida, because Florida has some real good protections under the Florida Land Trust. I mean, we may want to find an attorney to bring in and discuss. All right.
You know what? You're right, because this is an investor show, but some of our investors are buy and hold. So how you title is pretty important. So Gilbert, I know you got to go. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next corner class.
All right. Bye.
All right. So after the break, we're going to bring on probably one of the most influential person from a purchasing standpoint in the city. We're going to bring on Greg Spearman, the director of purchasing for the city of Tampa. If you want to do business with the city of Tampa, stay tuned. This guy is going to tell you exactly how to do it. Maybe we can get him to do a couple of nice little tips onto the best practices of doing business with the city of Tampa. See you after the break. And we're back, and we have Greg Spearman. How you doing, Greg? Oh, Greg, you're on mute. Greg, let me unmute you. Greg, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
All right, we can hear you now.
Very good.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Greg, you are the purchasing director of the city of Tampa. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Now, what does that mean? You're gonna give me some money as soon as I walk. Now, I'm not going to. I want an appointment tomorrow. What does that mean? Tell me about your job.
Okay, I can't give you the money, David, but what I can give you is an opportunity. So that's what purchasing is all about. Our role with the city of Tampa is to purchase all the goods, supplies, materials, services, and equipment that's needed by the city. And let me tell you, there are a lot of opportunities to participate in the city of Tampa bidding process. In fact, we purchase in the magnitude of $420 to $440 million worth of goods, supplies, materials, and services annually. A lot of people may not know that. So there's a lot of opportunity to participate in the contracting and bidding process with the city of Tampa.
Now, $40 million, and all that comes through your desk, ultimately, right?
That is correct. 400, not 40, 400 million.
400 million. Whoa.
Yes, sir.
10x. 400 million comes through your desk or your office. You don't sign off on everything, but your office, and that's overall opportunities with the city of Tampa.
That is correct. That is correct. And we do this annually, of course, because many things are needed by the city at the beginning of each fiscal year or throughout the fiscal year. Many of these contracts are continuing contracts, so they may actually cross over several fiscal years. So just depending upon what the need is by a particular department, it may be a one-time buy, or it could be a multi-contract situation.
Now, in general, because this is a show for investors, but in general, I want you to if you could briefly talk about just the steps to do business with the city of Tampa, And then I want to drill down from an investor standpoint, particularly the East and West Tampa areas. But just in general, if someone is on the show, looking at the show, and they have real estate as a part-time, but they also have a full-time gig where they want to do business with the city. What are the steps that someone need to take?
Well, the first thing you need to do is to actually go to the City of Tampa's website at www.tampagov.net, and you will scroll on the business and you will see a link there. And when you click on that link, you will have another link that opens up that basically says how to do business with the City of Tampa. Now, it's interesting that you asked this question, David, because one of the things that this administration has wanted to do for a long time is to make it easy for companies to do business with the city, but also to find out how to do business with the city. So if you go out to the website, click on the business link, that will open up to another page. You click on that, it says how to do business. You'll see basically purchasing bids that are out there. You'll see, which we handle through purchasing for goods, supplies, commodities, materials, services. You also see bids for contract administration. And that's basically the division within the city that does all the public works projects. So you've probably been reading and hearing about in the paper, the PIPES plan. This is the massive $3 billion infrastructure plan the mayor has put in place to replace all of the underground water and wastewater pipes that are throughout the city, many of which are 100 years of age and older. Some, believe it or not, actually wouldn't. There are very few of them. You've heard about, you've seen where we've had these massive water main breaks and sewer main breaks. So that's the reason why she initiated the PIPES program. But in that link that I referred to, it basically gives you all the information you would need in terms of how to become registered with the city and how to do business with the city.
Wow, you said 3 billion. That's with a B, correct?
That's with a B. That is correct.
3 billion, and so a lot of larger projects. There are, the capacity of small businesses can't handle that, but you can partner with larger companies, right? You
can partner with larger companies. And David, that's an excellent point. The city also has what's known as an Equal Business Opportunity Program. And this program is managed by a gentleman by the name of Gregory Hart. His office is the advocate for small business. They actually implement all the programs to help small business be successful. We have the Sheltered Market Program, for an example, which is exclusive only to small businesses, allows those businesses to be able to compete within their peer group. We also have other programs, so we have a discount that can apply to a bid. So if a small business falls within a certain range of a prime contractor, we can actually award to that small business owner. And then the other aspect is that we have goals we actually overlay on certain projects. And these goals have to be met by the prime contractor. In fact, it's an opportunity for the prime contractors to actually engage with the smaller contractors so that they can be a part of the bidding process. But EBO, Equal Business Opportunity, is also listed on the city's website, and you can become engaged with the Equal Business Opportunity Office by going to that link and getting more information there.
You guys have so much stuff going on at the city. I might have to do a full show with just on, doing business with the city of Tampa. But for right now, let's talk about opportunities in the East and West Tampa area. What do you see there?
Well, the city has an RFP that we issued last year that opened early this year, as a matter of fact, which is known as West End. And this is just on the west side of Rome Avenue. Many of you may have seen that area has been torn down, public housing. It's going to be completely and totally redeveloped. We just received proposals on that particular project. We actually have 6 firms that responded. There's now in process a technical review of those proposals, and then there's going to be a selection committee, which is going to be responsible for selecting a contractor. You're going to see some multi-use family situations out there in terms of buildings. There's going to be some retail in that area. So we're real excited about what's happening in West End. The mayor is committed to making sure that the city of Tampa has affordable housing, and that's what this project is all about. She's also looking at West Tampa in terms of lots of the city owns there and what we can do with those. So typically we like to engage, the nonprofits, or we might go to a bid situation where we actually partner with nonprofits in the city to build low affordable homes for citizens in East and West Tampa.
So you see that as as coming up is the partnership with nonprofits, and from the nonprofit can also partner with have a for-profit part of that as they partner with. Do you see the ability for that where the nonprofit is partnering with the for-profit business to build their capacity?
Absolutely. Excuse me. In fact, that's what the West End RFP is all about. We have for-profit firms who partner with nonprofits, and because we want to make sure that everyone in the community benefits and participates in terms of opportunity within the community. The mayor is very dedicated, about that. In fact, one of her 5 strategic initiatives, she has an initiative called T3, and T3 stands for Transforming Tampa's Tomorrow. And under that T3 umbrella of 5 strategic initiatives, and one of those happens to be housing Tampa can afford. This is very high on her radar. It's something that she's committed to, and something that we are definitely going to be doing a lot more in the future. Now, one other thing I want to share with you is that we do have a housing and community development department that actually works with individuals in East and West Tampa that may qualify to get a subsidy in terms of actually getting a new home. And right now, I believe that subsidy is currently at about $15,000. And as long as you work with the city's housing community development in terms of counseling, in terms of home ownership, in terms of credit, and you're approved for the program, you now become eligible for one of these homes in East and West Tampa. And as long as you stay in your home, that $15,000 that you get for your down payment assistance does not have to be paid back. So that is a great benefit the city is offering. And I don't know if many people know about it, David, but it's certainly something we'd like to make sure the public is aware of and can check more into by going to the City of Tampa's website and checking under housing and community development.
Now, 2 things about that is that from an investor standpoint, you would think, initially you would think, well, why would I be partnering or want that program? But as an investor, you want to ultimately you're going to sell it to an end client. So that end client must qualify for a mortgage. So programs like that to help them qualify for a mortgage is really critical for an investor. Second point I want to make is that, I hear such good vibes about the new mayor and her initiative and her caring. You actually sit in a room. You report to her directly. Is that correct?
I report to the chief of staff who reports to the mayor. So I'm one level from the mayor, but close enough to know what everything is going on.
But you're in the room.
I am in the room.
You're in the room. So your take, the mayor is she seemed to generally have an interest in helping out the people in Tampa, in the Tampa Bay area, correct?
There is no question about it, David. And I would not be able to say that if I had not, been involved with her in many, many meetings, if I was not familiar with her strategic plan and initiative. She is very committed and dedicated. In fact, many of her initiatives, including Housing Tampa Can Afford, basically started out with getting an advisory committee. So there were various people within the community rather, that she had chosen to serve as an advisor to her about what we can do about affordable housing in East and West Tampa. And she's taken the recommendations of that group. She's implementing that. Again, we have the West End RFP. There are other projects that are going to be forthcoming down the line in terms of East Tampa. So yes, she's committed to it. And not only is she committed to it, David, but she's also delivering.
All right. That is so true. That is so true. So I know you have to go, Greg. I know that you were in a meeting and you came from one phone call to our show, and I want to appreciate that. Is there any last things that we should be looking for, investors should be looking for with respect to East and West Tampa? You mentioned that there's something coming down, and when you're dealing with the city of Tampa, it's probably on the larger side, but as you said, you can partner with other companies to build capacity. Is that correct?
That is correct. I would encourage investors, David, at this point, just to go out to the city's website at www.tampagov.net and just look at those opportunities as they come up. Now, one thing that I will commit to do for you on this program is when those opportunities do become available, I will make sure that you're aware of them so you can share them with the investment community so that they can be informed and have the opportunity to participate.
That is awesome. Awesome. Greg, I know you have to go. Thank you so much for joining the show and telling us that, about all of the opportunities, especially the $1 billion opportunity with laying new pipe throughout that's probably throughout Hillsborough community. I mean, the Hillsborough area, right? Not just the city of Tampa area, or strictly city of Tampa?
It's primarily within the city of Tampa city limits, and there's more about the PIPES program on the website, and it has the boundaries and it has the schedules in terms of when this work is going to be occurring. So I would imagine that there's going to be new development, around these strategic areas, David, once this project, it's going to be a 20-year plan. So there's going to be a lot of opportunity to be able to participate, involved, and get involved with this project, with this initiative.
All right. Well, Greg, thank you again, for coming in. I really appreciate it. We'll hold you to those opportunities, and we'll have you back at the show. Okay.
Thank you very much. Take care, everybody. Glad to be here.
All right, guys. So you actually heard it from, the purchasing director, one of the decision makers in the city of Tampa about upcoming programs, upcoming opportunities in the East and West Tampa area. Now, the key thing is that he discussed was partnering. And I want to have a little bit more information in discussion about partnering when we come back off the break. All right, so you're a small business, you're doing some flipping, you are maybe one or two buy and hold properties, but you want to grow your capacity. The way you can do that is partnering with a larger company. Also, it's important to think that, let's face it, in 2021, there's going to be a lot of pivoting, a lot of transition. There's going to be some people that are in areas where they lost their job, or their parent has property that they no longer want, or trying to pull some equity out of that property. There's going to be a lot of people in the community that are may take advantage of that situation. Think about this: partner with another company that can help. If you need to sell your property for whatever reason, they can help develop that property for a sale. Or partner with another, if you're looking at doing business with the city of Tampa, partner with a larger company that could be the primary, you'd be the secondary, so that you could participate in some of these larger goals. Let's say you have the expertise, let's say you have the skill set, but you don't have the financial backing, or you don't have the infrastructure to participate in some of these larger projects. Consider partnering. And so in mind, we actually have some opportunities that we're going to post later on where you can partner with other companies to build your capacity. So don't miss out on the opportunity that presents itself. If you can partner and get a piece of the pie, that's better than no pie at all. one of my favorite mentors always say is that 1% of $1 billion is a lot better than 100% of 100,000. So partnering opportunities is something that you should consider, and we're going to help facilitate it at Corner Class Tampa later on in the show, or at the end in the credits area. We're going to have an opportunity where if you type partner and a number, we can actually set you up and help you with the partnering opportunities with other companies as well as with city. And as we grow and continue the show, we will have other larger companies that are looking for minority partners. So with that in mind, thank you for coming to Corner Class Tampa. 2021 is going to be a great year. We have a new Congress. The House is still Democratic. It looks like the Senate will flip. And then also we have a new president. So I really think that, at least for me, I think that 2021 will be a great year. I hope that it'll be a great year for you guys. Thank you for coming to Corner Class Tampa. We'll see you in 2 weeks.